it's great to be here. You guys look like a great bunch. I'm known as Canada's only a Mennonite comedian, and thank you. Also, and this is something new that I can add to the whole thing, I was just diagnosed last week. I'm also now Canada's only narcoleptic comedian. Now, if you know... Oh. Whoops. Embarrassing. Whoa. Did not think that was going to happen. First impressions are everything up here, too, huh? All right, I'm okay. All right. Whew. Mennonite. I'm Mennonite, right. We Mennonites, you used to live apart from the rest of the society, but now we live among you. Just look around. Somebody to your right or left could be a Mennonite. Go ahead, sniff around. See if you smell Rauchkuchen. That's what we eat. We eat Rauchkuchen, huh? It's this deep fried thing you eat with watermelon. Yeah. I can tell you we're in a Mennonite. Just by looking at you, I knew. We have that sense, too. It's our sixth sense. We can tell when there's another Mennonite. You know, you're walking in the mall, you see one? You just know. I don't know. What do you know? Now, we have a lot of problems, us Mennonites. What do you guys think the biggest problem that us Mennonites have? What do you folks think? Can I tell you what I think it is? You tell me if you think I'm right or not. The problem that us Mennonites have is that, well, we're marrying our cousins, eh? I'm pretty sure... Thin bloodline. It's some thin blood. It was kind of cool. My grandpa showed me this family tree, and it traced from my father all the way back to the 1600s of my Dutch ancestors. You know, the 1600s, my Dutch ancestors. You know, this family tree was one line, actually. No branches, just a Dutch elm's disease, I guess. You know, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm exempt from any of this either. Oh, I'm a direct result of the thin bloodline, folks. I'll give you proof, too. The proof, I think, is... I'm pretty sure hands aren't supposed to be this big. I guess that's... There you go. Yeah. My hands are huge. I can't even wave to people without hitting myself half the time. Hey, bud! Oh, dude. Oh, windy. You got hands this big, folks, you don't need arms. That's what I'm telling you. Because, you know, I had big hands when I was a kid, too, and because of that, I didn't have the same manual dexterity the other kids had. I didn't have the same fine motor skills, you know. I wasn't good at very many subjects. I was good at finger painting. I was good at you do 4 projects at once. Ooh, there we go. In fact, I still finger paint to this day. I do it. It's kind of therapeutic for me, you know. In fact, I was even doing some finger painting last weekend there. I painted the garage. So, let that dry. They also say, this is kind of funny, they also say when you make a fist with your hand, that's supposed to be the size of your heart, eh? Now, if that's true for me, then why am I filled with so much hate? Anyway, sorry. I even used to do sign language for the deaf. Used to do the hand signs for the deaf there until they made me stop. I guess I was scaring the deaf people or something. I don't know. Stop! It's too loud. It's too loud. It wouldn't even be so bad if my head wasn't so small in proportion. Pretty sure hands aren't supposed to be this big. I'm portion to one's head either. You know, that's kind of where I enter the realm of the circus freak, folks, you know? That's why I wear baggy clothes all the time, eh? Wear baggy clothes, keep my hands in my pocket, try to make my head look bigger. While my hands are in my pocket, I pull up my socks. The life of a crazy Mennonite with big hands. Imagine all the rock hooking I can get, eh? I actually had a lady come up to me after a show I did at a comedy club one night, and she didn't believe I was actually a Mennonite. She thought it was some comedy angle I was trying to work, you know? So, is your last name really Klassen? Are you really a Mennonite? No, ma'am. I gave myself a Mennonite name for showbiz, huh? My real name, Johnny Hilarious, just wasn't working. Had a cousin of mine once who was blind. Well, actually, not once. He still is blind. What he did was he trained this old Holstein we had on the farm there to be like and for lack of a better word, like a seeing eye cow kind of thing. You know, had a big harness on it. Kind of took him around the yard. You know, it was slow, but it worked. You know, kept him from falling in wells. Essentially, you know. Worked better than what he had before that. Before that, he had a seeing eye chicken. And, you know, obviously, seeing eye chicken didn't work out so well. It was actually working pretty good till one day the chicken lost his head and started running all the yard. I thought that deserved an applause break, but hey, no, hey. I'm just kidding. Boy, I'm having fun though. I'm a little bit off tonight though. You guys got to forgive me. I'm not giving you 100%. What I normally do before I have an evening show, I have a little afternoon sleep. You know, so I got lots of energy. You know, so I'm ready to go. But I woke up in the middle of my afternoon sleep. The stupid carbon monoxide detector was going off. It's probably just a bad battery, so I took that out. Didn't want to wake the wife and kids. Well, they were sleeping pretty soundly, eh? At the dinner table. So I don't know. But being a Mennonite means I'm also a Christian, and I got a Christian buddy of mine. He's got Tourette's syndrome. Now, if you know anything about Tourette's syndrome, it can give you these uncontrollable outbursts of vulgarities and obscenities and stuff. But it's really different when it hits my buddy, because he's a Christian. You know, he'll be like, okay, anyway, so Leland, I better get going. Son of a gun! For Pete's sakes! Crap! I got crap! And I gotta go! Crap! For Pete's sakes! And hunt. Huh? If he was a Mennonite, he'd say that. Eh? Euphemisms in another language. You know, okay, this kind of struck me as funny. I was at this conference, and there's a speaker doing his thing, and speaker's up there. You know, really good speaker. You know, everybody was really attentive. It was good. He ran out of water though. Eh? He ran out of the water. He asked somebody to bring him some water. So the usher thought, you know, I better go get him some water quick here. But he didn't want to take away from what the speaker was saying, because he was still speaking. So he's trying to come up there all inconspicuous like, you know. But by doing that, he just totally drew attention to himself. You know the kind of guys I'm talking about? That's gonna be a bruise. I love this job. It's a fun job. It's a lot of fun. You know, I had a lot of jobs before that I didn't like. You ever had a job that just sucks the life out of you? Just drains you of everything you've had? I used to have a job like that. I used to be a blood donor, and I don't recommend it. Sure, there's donuts, but come on, it's not worth it. Oh. You know you're at a job you hate when you're sitting at home taking a sick day, you know, legitimate sick day, you're throwing up in the toilet, but at the same time you're still thinking, boy, I'm glad I'm not at work. Hope I feel this sick tomorrow. So if that's happening, quit. I had a lot of jobs before doing comedy. I used to be a courier, okay? And the next time a courier comes to your door with a package there, please do me a favor, okay? Please don't say to him, "Hey, what is it?" Because we don't know. It's not from us, we're just carrying it, you know? We just don't have time to open them all. I guess that's... I mean, what's the difference, folks? It's broken. Oh, come on. Oh boy. I'm married and have a couple kids now. Yeah, thanks again. My wife was pregnant with our first son. Real emotional, boy, just real emotional. She would just start bawling at the drop of a hat, you know. And the man's job is to make her feel better, you know, when she's going through the rough times. And I wasn't very good at that, and I usually just made it worse, you know. So one time she was just bawling away. "Oh, look at me, I'm fat now." "What do you mean now? What do you? No, right, okay, right, hey, you're fat. Yes, you're fat. You're very fat. No, you're not fat. No, come on, it's all in your head. Your fat head. I'm gonna go sleep on the couch. There's more room there. I'm kidding, of course. My wife gets mad because I do make a lot of jokes about her and stuff, but it's all, you guys know they're jokes, you know. She's always like, "Oh, what are people gonna think about me?" And I'm like, "Well, honey, they know you married me." Chances are they don't think much of you anyways. You gotta... Come on. But it's kind of neat though, when a woman's pregnant, not only does she have the big old belly sticking out there, but to make room for the womb, it kind of shifts the organs around on the inside. Kind of shifts things around. Weirdest thing, I'm giving her a back rub. You know, they get the lower back pain, so I'm giving her a full back massage, you know. And in the middle of it, all of a sudden, well, she wet herself, you know. She's like, "Well, you're pushing on my bladder." "On your shoulder?" Of course, the rest of the week, I was falling around, tapping her on the shoulder. "Hey, honey, oh, look out." I'll clean it up. I got it. Fun times. Here's a bit of advice for you. If you're pregnant or you're having a baby, you get the ultrasound picture you get the ultrasound there to make sure the baby's okay. But don't do what my wife did. She took the ultrasound picture there and she kept it in her wallet and she was taking it out and showing everybody. "Oh, look, this is our baby. Look at her." Because unless you're a doctor, you have no idea what you're looking at in these ultrasounds. You know what I mean? It's creepy looking. It's gross. It's disgusting. And looking back now, you know, we probably shouldn't have made Christmas cards out of them either. You know, now that "Hey, it's Merry Christmas from the Klassens. Look at this." I think it's a Picasso or something. I went to deliver the baby, and I've been to the prenatal classes, so I thought I could handle just about anything. And I'm in the room there all ready to go. My wife's up on the delivery table. She had the hospital gown on. I was gonna call it a kilt. I don't know. Pretty sure she wasn't giving birth in a kilt, but it's like we went to the Scottish hospital or something. Eh? "All right, lass. Give a great big shout for Dr. McGregor. Push. Look at the size of his hands. Quick, nurse, slap him before he slaps us all." So I'm all ready to go in the delivery room there. My wife's up on the table, and I was like, "Okay, honey, is there anything I can get for you? You're okay? Okay, hang on a second here now. Now, what are these? Stirrups?" Oh. And that's how the whole narcolepsy thing got started. So, it's starting to hurt a little. But the delivery, wow, it was just crazy. I didn't know what to expect, and it was even far worse than I could ever imagine. It was. It's not people. It's a beautiful thing. No, it's not. It's disgusting. Okay. Having a child is beautiful. Having the child is disgusting. Yeah, I it was when the head came out, the doctor went and grabbed this suction thing. Have you heard of this suction thing? You know what I'm talking about? It's like looks like a little plunger with a hole and a tube attached, and they actually have a machine, and it gives you leverage, they say. And he didn't tell me, he just plopped it on the head and started pulling. Oh, we got some leverage. Hey, he's just, oh, here we go. Hard, he was pulling hard. Come on, here we go. I don't even think it was a doctor, you know. It was probably like the maintenance guy or something. What you guys need on there is a shop vac. That's what. The bag's full again. Oochie goochie. He does have big hands. As a result of this, my son was born with this huge, huge bump on his head. Like it swole up. You know, it sucked it up and then it swole up and it's for like 2 weeks. He had this massive bump on his head. He's creepy looking. We had to keep a little toque on him so when people could see him, oh yeah, look at our baby. Why does he got a toque on? No, never mind that. Oh, look at his hands. All right, take a toque off. There, look at it. All right? Leave him alone. Yeah. The second pregnancy was a lot different than the first one. I thought, once I'd been through it once, I thought, I'll handle this easily. But even the pregnancy was different. My wife had this incredible sense of smell. Oh man, she could just smell anything, anywhere. She could just smell it all in the second pregnancy. There's one time we were getting ready for bed, and she sits up in bed. I smell burnt toast. I smell burnt. I'm like, honey, the toaster hasn't even worked in 3 weeks. Not in our house. Okay. Creepy. And also, the baby always had hiccups. The second baby always had hiccups, and it was so strong one time it woke me up. I'm sleeping and I could actually feel it. And it woke me up, and this baby's hiccups, and I thought, well, I better do something before it wakes up my wife. So I was like, ah! Oh, did I wake you? Baby had hiccups. Yeah. I'm gonna go make some toast. And the second delivery too. The doctor, I think he could just sense. Like, I just don't do well in hospitals. I just don't feel comfortable, and I think the doctor could sense that. And knowing that I'm a comedian, he thought, oh, it'll be fun to bug him. So I'm there. I'm looking right at my wife's face, and I'm just right here. I'm holding your hand. I'm looking. I don't want to look at what's going on. And the doctor knows that I feel uncomfortable, and he's like, oh, hey, Leland, do you want to see the hair on the head coming out here right now? No, not even a little bit, actually. Don't even talk about it, okay? Can you use code talk? Will you use code talk? The rabbit's out of the hole. The rabbit's out. I don't know if I'm a good father either. I think I am, but then I'll have an incident like I had the other night with my son. I'm just playing with him, and he looks at me and says, "Hey, Dad, pretend you're a real dad." Pretend you've never had sugar then, you little freak. He's a sugar freak. He just, I gotta have the sugar. He just goes nuts. He's like some crack addict or something. I gotta have it. Give me some sugar. Let me look out the bottom of the fridge. I think some syrup drained down there. We gotta get the sugar patch for him or something, eh? Ooh. Actually, that wouldn't work, I don't think, eh? Plop a sugar patch on there. Okay, I got my sugar fill on my shoulder. Oh man. But my son, and I'm trying to make the right decisions. The other day, my son was out in the playground, and he pushed some kid down in the playground, eh? So I had to pull him aside and say, son, you can't just go pushing down other kids in the playground when their dad is that big. Look at him. What, are you insane? He'll snap me in half. Go push that little girl down. Go. She came alone. Hurry. My second son, I should probably tell you their names, but I'll do that later. My second son, he had this terrible rash going on, this just terrible, terrible rash, and you get the cream for it to make it better and stuff, but he just kept scratching at it. It always made it worse, and he wouldn't leave it alone. We tried everything, but he just kept scratching and scratching at it. So finally, we had to get one of those big dog cones, so he couldn't reach it. Worked pretty good. He stopped scratching, but everything he said after that was like a big megaphone effect. It was like da da da. Sound like the police at my door. Da, 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 da. They found out I'm Mennonite, honey. Hide the Rollkuchen. tell you, my son's name is Cooper. He's 4 years old, and we just had a little 10-month-old baby, little CCM. So, oh, I'm just kidding. His name's Bauer. Anyway, actually, we were gonna let Cooper name him, but that would have been a bad idea, because first of all, he would have been named Little Bear, which was Cooper's favorite cartoon show, and it would have been spelled AOP, which are the only letters he knew at the time, you know? Pretty tough first day of school registration, eh? Okay, is Alp here? Alp? It's pronounced Little Bear, actually. My brother named me, okay? But having the kids is tough, you know. You gotta. That's what the wife and I noticed right away. You gotta make sure you're making time for each other, you know, because you can just get your time can get just completely swallowed up with the kids. So we make time for each other, and we do things together. One of the things we do kind of spruce up the marriage a bit. We've been married for 7 years, and one of the things we do now is a little role playing game. You know, well, if we got a social function to go to, we'll go out to this function, get all dressed up, but we'll go separately, eh? And then while we're there, we gotta pretend like we don't know each other and stuff, you know. And then I gotta schmooze, hey, how you doing, you know? And try to get her to come home with me. And it doesn't always work. Wouldn't come home with me the last time, but she loves playing it. Loves it. She's playing it tonight. I'm not even there. She also says that I have road rage. Now, and if I have road rage, then my wife's got what I call road nag, I would say, eh? Just from start to finish, beakity, beakity, slow down, speed up, blah, blah, blah. I'm happy to begin with, you know, but about 2 blocks in, I'm just gripping that wheel, right? Just like, oh, get out of the way! Gotta drop off the wife! Whom I love. It's a true story. We were driving along this bridge back home. It was the middle of winter, and we hit this sheet of black ice, okay? We started spinning around out of control on this bridge. Like, we could have went off the bridge into the river and died, okay? While we're still in motion, we don't even know the outcome yet, and she's giving me the gears about it, eh? I told you to slow down. What are you trying to do, get me killed? Not initially, but I'm starting to warm up to it. Now, will you please let me finish reading the paper? Thought I'd do a couple impressions for you folks. Can I do that for you? I'll do it anyway. How about that? This is my impression of a guy who's out of shape. This is my impression of Stevie Wonder singing a hymn. Okay, Stevie Wonder singing a hymn. Amazing grace, I'm swing the sound and then sing. A wretch like me, I once was lost, but now am found. I was blind. Ah! So he can't see, eh? So he can't see, he's mad. Okay. I don't always do impressions in my act either, because you do an impression of somebody, it's like you're putting them up on a pedestal, you know, you're putting them in a higher place than you know, it's almost like hero worship, you know, and I think that's wrong. In fact, I think people that do impressions are losers. Little is the her. Thank you very much. Alrighty then. It was Jim Carrey. Hey, it was Jim Carrey. She's looking at me like, I didn't even sound like Preston Manning. Come on. I'm just fooling. I'll do a quick, I don't always do this one, but I'll do it for you guys. This is my impression of a skydiver whose chute won't open, okay? Skydiver, chute won't open. It's the strangest reaction I've ever gotten to that bit. Aww. All that pain for such a bad joke. I gotta leave you guys with this. I'm a big James Bond fan. I love James Bond. I love those movies. One of my favorite things about the movies is that theme music. And not just the theme music, but the accompaniment that goes along with it. You know, as soon as he walks into a room, he's got the coolest music playing. You know, like the old Sean Connery days. He'd come walking into the casino or something. Name is Bond. James Bond. Yeah, it was cool. It was hip. I made him cool, you know? I got thinking the other day, that's what I need, you know? Maybe hire a little band to kind of follow me around or something. But then I got thinking, like, okay, you know, what would my theme music be, you know? The name's Klassen. Leland Klassen. No! Thanks a lot. I am Leland Klassen. You guys are awesome.